Welcome everyone, it's Sherry Carroll for SimonsStamp.com, and I have a fun mixed media project that I am creating for you, and this is a vacation dream because it's really cold here in the Midwest. I am starting off with a Tim Holtz vignette frame, and I also have a piece of the Dina Wakley media board that I've cut down that I can glue to the back. I will essentially be making a tray to hold all my pieces of glitter, and I'm using the Simon Says Stamp glue for this entire project. So first I'll start by adding some glue to the back, then I can place the Dina Wakley media board right on top of that glue, and then I can allow that to dry. Next I'll be adding a coating of gesso, white gesso. You could also use white paint, and I am just going to paint this entire piece white. I am adding some wavy lines to my tray, and these will be segments of where I'll be adding the sparklets, and I've chosen 5 colors. So I'll just be sketching in about 5 areas that I can use to glue in my pieces. And starting at the top with my Simon Says Stamp glue, I am filling in that first wavy area with my glue. I'm adding a good generous amount, and then I can open up my bag of sparklets. I want to show you a really quick trick with these since they are in a sticky back bag. The first thing you might want to do is to fold that sticky back. Otherwise your sparklets will stick to it when you try to pour them out. So once you have your bag open, I can just sprinkle these right over that glue and fill up that area. I found this really easy to do if I overfilled, and then I can sprinkle everything over the glue. And also I'll grab my poke tool and I can turn some of the sequins and some of the gems over and make sure that all the little spots are filled in. You can let your glue set up a little bit before you move on to your second color and continue that same process by adding glue to the wavy area, sprinkling your gems over, and then straightening out some of those pieces with your poke tool. Here's a quick peek at how that's starting to look. You can see there is a separation between the colors of those sparklets, and it's starting to remind me of the ocean. My idea for this project is to have my sea glass look like a window, and I am putting this onto an 8x8 canvas with some silver silk paper from Tonic, and that's my favorite paper. So I'll be using the E6000 to glue my paper on top of the canvas. It's super easy to use, just flip your paper over and you can spray the back of this paper. I don't want to use a wet glue, I don't want anything to warp, so this E6000 is a really quick drying glue, and you can just spray it into the areas that you want. I really want to make sure that I concentrate around the edges and definitely get some in the center so that it can hold that frame down. You also have some work time with this glue, so I'll make sure that I have it really aligned well, and I'll press this down a little bit with my fingers. Then I'll grab a paper towel and make sure that I just really press evenly around those edges, and this way I won't transfer any of the glue that might come up from those edges onto my silver paper. Another tip that you might want to try is to also use a spatula or some sort of craft knife and press on that paper from the inside of the canvas just to make sure that you have a good seal on that center area. I'll be adding some splats of paint, and I have some Dina Wakley Peacock paint here with a nice wet brush, and I am just tapping onto my brush and adding splats onto that silver paper. And I'll do the same with a little bit of white paint. I'm ready to glue things down onto the canvas, and again I'm using Simon Says Stamp Craft Tacky Glue, and I'm adding a nice generous amount to the back of my sea glass frame. If you need to, you can use your see-through ruler, your T-square, to line things up. I find that it's very deceiving, especially when you have shadows, so you may want to use your T-square to make sure that you line your frame up. I also have a snarky greeting from Tim Holtz that I have put some foam tape on to the back and also a little bit of black paper, and I have just lifted that up a little bit. So once I make sure that I have everything lined up, this is my project and it's ready to roll. This was really fun to make. It's also very refreshing, especially in the winter time. And I thought it was really fun because I am going on a cruise vacation in a week. So I hope you've enjoyed this project, another way to use some of your sequins and gemstones in a small manner and to make an impact onto a big frame. As always, thanks so much for watching.